Z100, New York's number one hit music station. I'm Crystal Rosas. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. This is our Celsius Energy Drinks Interview Lounge. She's the reality TV lightning bolt, lit up our screens with chaos, candor, raw emotions from becoming a household name at just 17 on MTV's 16 and Pregnant. She dominated nearly a decade of Teen Mom 2. She's remained one of the most talked about women in reality TV history. Over 3 million followers across her platforms, more than 15 viral catchphrases, memes, and a fan base that reaches from diehard loyalists, daily Reddit threads, and more. She's a one-woman franchise. She's been a daughter, a mother, a reality TV superstar, and now she is a brand, a businesswoman, a woman in total evolution, hosting her official divorce party at Spearmint Rhino, New York City tomorrow night. Please welcome the most iconic, controversial, but endlessly viral mother of MTV history, Jenelle Evans.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited for being here too.
I mean, I grew up with you. I grew up with you.
Yeah.
I grew up seeing you and your evolution, and I know there's been tough times. We've been through the roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing you today and walking through the studio, like, I just have to say thank you. You look happy, you look healthy, you look like you're in a better place and that you're growing and learning. How are you feeling right now?
Right now, I'm feeling very free. I feel like I was just controlled for so long in that relationship that I'm finally just like being myself without having any outside opinions about it.
Oh my gosh, that's so good to hear.
Yeah.
Because I know it's rough. I mean, we have this idea of what our life's going to be. And for you, we've seen a lot of it unfold. And we've had our own mistakes. I mean, it wasn't televised for the whole world. So you've been scrutinized from the beginning. But tell us how you got introduced to the world of MTV and, like, the first day of filming for...
So basically, like, when it came down to it, I submitted myself. I watched Farrah's first episode of 16 and Pregnant. And I was like, I wonder if they're looking for more people. So I went on MTV.com, casting calls, submitted myself. And then they called 2 weeks later. And I was like, wow, this is really happening. So then they came down, we had dinner, and it was history from there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So then what did your mom say? Because I know she's a huge part of the show and the memes and everything.
Yeah.
So was she, like, totally fine with it?
At first she was kind of thrown off, like, what did you sign up for? And then when she met them and then saw that they were serious and legit, she's like, okay, I'll sign. Because I was 17, so she had to sign for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you're starting the show and the show is coming out, and we're seeing that everyone on the show has their own different personality and issues with their teen pregnancies. Like, when it was unfolding for you, what were you thinking when you were getting the reception of people that were watching?
I think at first, like, the filming process, it was awesome. The crew's amazing. But also it was weird for me at the time because it was new to everyone else around me, like, filming. And that is when it started, like, who I can trust and who can't I trust. And building friendships was really hard growing up. But at the same time, I mean, I don't regret sharing my life because I feel like everyone's learned from my life experiences.
It's so true. And I feel like even when you're in it, I mean, 17, you're a baby. Like, you are just like,
yes.
When I was, if everything that I did at 17, 18, 19, 20 was recorded, people would be like, you're psychotic.
Yeah, and even, like, besides the cameras, just being pregnant and that young and then having to go to school every day and no one else is pregnant but you and everyone's just staring at you and you're just like, what? I just want to stay home. That's why, like, a lot of girls, like, they don't make it because they want to quit.
Did you notice that people around you started maybe acting up for the cameras or being weird towards you when you were in the process of filming?
Well, actually, it was kind of the opposite where, like, people wanted to be my friend and I had to, like, weed out people. So I think, like, it was a process of trial and error, really.
Was your mom telling you that? Was your mom telling you people are moving a little weird?
No, because it was new to her too.
True.
So to her, she just thought everyone loved us. You know what I mean? But some people, of course they want to be your friends at first. You become friends with them. And then if you have a falling out, instead of everything just staying to yourself, they go to a tabloid source and, like, sell everything that you can find in them and for.
Was there any moments from looking back on Teen Mom that you were really proud and feel like you grew a lot in that shift?
Yeah, I definitely think the whole the whole time I was on probation when I got in trouble, I feel like that was very hard for me to behave. And it taught me a lot to like walking on eggshells, but like doing better for myself and better for society in general. So I think that really switched my mindset into becoming a better person. And once I completed probation, like everyone in the courtroom actually stood up and congratulated me, and the judge was so proud of me, and they're like, to see the person you've became today is amazing. So after that day, I'm just like, all right, no more trouble, no more drama. This is a new start. We got this. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. They didn't film that, so that's something that was not filmed. But yeah, I was very proud.
Because it was so much that you went through.
Yeah,
like,
it was a
lot. It was so
lot.
hard. Like, and from the outside, we know that your mom wanted the best for you in certain ways, but like maybe she was harsh on the delivery, whatever the case may be, and especially with the baby involved and boyfriends. Like, we want to be loved by guys, so we're just trying to feel that love from different people and things.
Yeah, and I didn't have my dad around growing up, so then you have daddy issues, and then like the first guy that comes into your life, you just accept them every time, and you're like, they'll change, they'll become better, they'll change, and it doesn't. You just gotta know for yourself, and you can't be forced out of a relationship.
And then habits, right? The people that we have around us, like the guys that we date, they expose us to things, and we think it's cool or we think it's fun, and those things are trying to get the problems that we have in front of us away from us, so then they become habits. But being able to go through probation and complete that and have everyone in the courtroom applaud you.
Yeah, that was crazy because everyone knows I smoke marijuana, right? So for me to quit and like take drug tests, like she took drug tests of me every week. And then she's like, I'm going to do this just until you get yourself, off marijuana. And then afterwards, she's like, all right, I'm going to switch it to once a month. And I said, no. Let's keep this to once a week. I said, because I feel like I'm going to be tempted to go smoke again. I said, so just keep it once a week so I know it's coming up. And we just kept doing that. And it came back. He was like, the judge is like, these are a lot of clean tests. I'm like, thank you.
And unless you've been in that situation of being addicted to something or like having something you rely on to help calm what's going on in your mind, you don't understand. And some people think, oh, it's just marijuana, but like it's addictive too. And
yeah,
so
and dealing with your emotions sober is hard.
Yes.
So then you're like, this will calm me down. So
I know. And so I'm really proud that you've spoken up about that. And a lot more people than we even know still deal with that. I've had my own dealings with that. So seeing that you had to get that together, it's so cool that you got the love and the appreciation, because that was not easy.
Yeah, it was either being disciplined and stopping, or I would go back to jail. Like they would have, I wouldn't have. And also all the charges I had were pending, and they got dropped if I completed probation. So.
And during that, one of the biggest memes that I was explaining to some people that don't know the lore was the Kesha moment.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Which everyone's like, you could have went to jail. And I understand that. But at the same time, my lawyer was like, well, there is a chance you won't go to jail if you still go to the concert. And he was like, I just want you to be there, but you don't have to be there. So I went to the concert. You don't gotta tell me twice. I kept those feathers in my hair.
I would have done the same thing though. Like,
yeah,
it's not just a concert; it's Kesha.
Exactly. Yeah, and now she's making a huge comeback.
Dude,
I'm so proud of her because now everyone keeps tagging me in her videos, and I'm like, yo, she's gonna hate me. Stop.
Have you met her yet? Have you?
She's mentioned me online, so I know she knows me. But yeah.
What did she say?
She was just like, I forget what she said. It was like a year ago when she came out with her most recent album. Yeah, it was funny. But then every time she posts a video, I feel so bad because I'm just like, you guys stop making this about me. Because she's like going on concert. Everyone's like, Jenelle, haha, Jenelle. And I'm like, you guys, cut it out.
No, but how did it feel that Kesha responded to you?
No, it felt awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I think she's great, and she's very like raw and blunt and like carefree. I just love her personality.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's so cool. You guys need to meet though.
I know. She needs to invite me to like. she has a concert in Vegas. She needs to hit me up.
We're gonna try to make that happen.
Yeah, let me know. I will be there.
Now, looking back on your days on Teen Mom, what is something that you feel like the producers maybe misconstrued it or wish that they didn't edit it that way? What's like a moment where you're just like, come on, y'all?
I think it's like, so some of the scenes that they would take, they'd be filming you on the phone, but they would cut out the audio from the person on the phone, and then they would put in their own audio. So it'd be my mom arguing with me, but really we weren't arguing in the first place.
So it made it look way worse than it actually even was.
Yeah, because you heard her voice yelling, and you saw me on the phone, but that wasn't the real audio that was coming from the phone.
Oh my God.
So they would do little things, like little editing tricks like that, and it made me look a lot worse sometimes than it was. And when people meet me, they're like, "You're so nice. You're so easy to get along with." I'm like, I know. I'm like, I'm not always mad and angry, you guys.
Yeah, they only put those parts in.
Exactly. Like, I'm the villain of their show, you know?
Yeah. How have you been dealing with that, like getting that image from all these years?
Yeah, it sucks because the younger generation on TikTok, they're actually growing up and they're still like in the mindset that I'm still that person, and they don't realize it was 10 years ago when they were like just born. So now everyone like still like attacks me here and there from old clips that are reposted, and it's just, I think now is like I need to close that chapter of Teen Mom and move on to bigger and better projects so then people see the other side of me.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like because we saw your relationship with your mom on TV, and a lot of people have relationships like that, but you're able to now be your own mom and raise your own kids.
Yeah.
So how has that helped you to be the mom that you are becoming?
Yeah, so seeing myself, you know, with my mom on TV, it's helped a lot because I noticed that she was the type of mom that just kind of like try to take over as the mom without giving me the chance to. And when I did have the chance to, we would even argue when it came down to like, I would put an outfit on him and she'd be like, no, you should put this on him, and change his whole outfit. So like for me, it's like, let me learn as a first time parent. Don't overstep. Don't help unless I ask you for help. And I feel like me watching that and seeing myself go through that, I'm going to be very different when it comes to grandparenting my children. My grandchildren.
Yeah. And when I grew up and looked back on my relationship with my mom, I've had a heart-to-heart with her about things that maybe I didn't agree with how I was raised. And she told me, Mia, it's my first time being a mom too.
Mm-hmm.
So we can give that grace to our moms with things that we didn't agree with. Have you and your mom been able to have that conversation? How has that been?
Well, I'll point out some things like, you know, she's obviously, everyone knows she's a very loud person. So sometimes I'll be like, mom, lower your voice, calm down. It's okay. Because she's kind of like OCD about things and freaks out over the smallest things. And I have to remind her to like, hold your composure for a little bit longer than what she does.
Patience.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, there's little things that we go back and forth about, but lately she's been actually, it's like the first time ever that she's been letting go and kind of like letting me do my own thing without putting her 2 cents in, just asking updates like, oh, how are you guys doing? And that's about it. But she doesn't say you should do this and you should do that like she used to. So I do see a little bit of a change. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And she's like, I was watching TikTok and I heard of the let them theory. So I just realized that I need to let people be and just let people do what they want. And I'm like, thank God.
Thank you, TikTok.
I'm like, thank you.
You've had a huge move in the past year.
Yes.
You moved to Las Vegas. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have family in Vegas. I love Vegas. I think it's a great
nice.
place.
Yeah, it's fun.
How has the transition been for you?
It's been good. You know, I'm staying a lot more busier than I was in North Carolina. And I feel like with the old relationship I was in, it was just also so controlling that I couldn't be myself and couldn't even like go travel by myself or do business deals if I want and then be associated with him, just like ruin my reputation as well. So it was like all around, it's so much better having a fresh start with just like single, just with my kids, closing that old chapter, moving on, and not looking back. But everyone's adjusting really well. The kids love it. Their schools are great. Yeah, and right now they're in camp. So,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
That is such an awesome power move that you made, because there's so many women that are still, or men are still in relationships and marriages and situations that just were not serving their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you decided to take that step of freedom.
Yeah.
How did you get there?
Well, when I left North Carolina, it came down to, I think a light switch has to go off in your head in order for you to be ready to move on. And I think only you are going to know that. No one's going to force you into it. You're going to know, and you will know when the time is right. And when I did leave, I literally left all my furniture in North Carolina, and I went all the way to Vegas, and I just bought new furniture, started out completely fresh, because I was like, I'm not going to pack my whole house and travel across the United States. We'll just start out fresh, everything. And it's been really good, because it's like there's so many good memories in that house in North Carolina, but also a lot of bad memories. And even like I feel like the furniture being attached to it brings back memories, so it was just really good to just everything new place, new house, new everything.
Who's been your rock through this? Who's been helping you mentally and your spirit and your soul while you're going through this?
Well, I mean, I talk to friends here and there, but really, I mean, I deal with it all by myself. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. But I keep myself busy, very busy. And if I don't, then that's when I get in my head.
Yes.
If I'm home alone, and you're just like spending too many hours scrolling on TikTok or scrolling on Instagram and like judging yourself based off other people's videos and thinking you're not good enough. And yeah.
So now that you're in Vegas, you've been there for a year now, and you have some stuff cooking. I mean, you've been giving us some sneak peeks of possibility of a podcast. How's that planning been going?
Yeah, so basically I'm setting it up, and I'm getting the location like finalized. And once I do that, then I'll be going, and I'll be doing it. I'm going to try to aim once a week or once every other week. So starting out. Yeah.
You've even teased maybe doing like a sit along watch of your life on MTV.
Yes, I've actually did that on YouTube before,
Yeah, yeah.
and I had a double film and everything. It was just so much for me to edit that
Yeah.
now I'm going to have editors and a whole team, so it'll be a lot more easier for me to get content like that out. So I'm really excited, because that's the type of stuff I want to do, like fun content, just whatever,
How does it feel when you do look back on those scenes or those episodes? What are you thinking now that you're a grown mom?
Yeah, some of it's very embarrassing, but then some of it I'm like, you know what? I learned from my mistake going through that, and other people watch this and they learned from my mistake, and hopefully others will learn from my mistakes,
Mm-hmm. So your podcast ideas, we also know that you have big plans on being an entrepreneur. What are some of your passions that you want to get into?
Yeah, so I want to be more behind the scenes. I mean, I'm up for other reality shows, but I also am working on 2 TV projects. And then I'm also working on a cannabis line that'll launch soon. So
Yes, girl.
excited about that.
Make that money. Make
Yeah,
the money.
yeah.
It's expensive being a mom.
No, it is. Definitely. Especially now that Jace has his own like bank card. I'm just like constantly getting requests all the time, every hour. Yeah.
Your goals, I want to be a mom of 3 or 4, just like you. You have your little princess.
Yes.
How is it being a girl mom now?
It's fun. Oh yeah, she's my best friend, but she's sassy. Yeah. I'm getting what I, put out there when I was 16. She's not even, I was saying she's only 8. Oh my God. Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Like when the attitude comes out, what do you do? Do you take a breath? Like what goes through your head?
I leave her alone and I give her space. Because, I mean, no lie, I've taken enough parenting classes to where I know when to pick and choose my battles. And they're like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to walk away. Because if you keep giving them, like, attention, they're going to feed into it and get even more escalated. So I just walk away. Let her have her moment. You want to scream? Scream in the pillow. That's fine. Go ahead. I've done it. Been there, done that.
And it was on TV.
Yep, everyone saw.
And your 8-year-old, right?
Yes.
How is the middle child?
Kaiser, he's great. Yeah, he's sensitive. He's a mama's boy. But he's also very blunt. He's full of humor. Yeah, he's so funny.
And Jace, your 15-year-old.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Super crazy. Yeah, he just like overnight he went from a little boy to a young man, and yeah, it's super crazy because it's like they start going out more, hanging out with friends alone instead of having play dates. And you're like, what are they doing without me watching? And it's kind of nerve-wracking, but at the same time, you got to give them a little space. You got to give them that little freedom. You just got to hope they don't abuse that freedom.
Yeah, I mentioned I have a 13-year-old stepson, and it's scary. Yes, hanging out alone with people.
I know. I'm like, who are they? Who are their parents? Like, background check on everybody.
Have you thought of having that like teen mom talk with your own baby?
Like,
he's 15 now. So.
You mean like sex ed
Yeah.
talk? Oh yeah. We've had that talk. Yeah, we've already had it. And because I knew he had a girlfriend, and I knew, they were at least kissing each other. So I was like, all right, let me start to have this talk with him. And yeah, so he understands.
So do you think like you having that experience for yourself, like he gets it too? Like, okay, mom, I
Yeah,
understand.
right now he's not even focused on like friends or girlfriends. He wants to just stay home and be home.
Okay.
And he's happy with just that. And I even say like, hey, he's been coming to the gym with me and working out, which is pretty cool. So I've been introducing him around town to different stuff that he can go to even by himself without friends,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
his hobbies and what he likes and enjoys.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my gosh, so cool. What advice do you have for women that are in those relationships where they feel like they're just tied in and not free? Now that you're on the other side, what advice can you give them?
I would say don't be afraid, because I was afraid to, like, can I take care of 3 kids by myself? But I was able to do it. And sometimes I don't do things because of my fear and anxiety, but now I've been facing my fears more than ever now, even when it comes to, like, meeting new people and, like, establishing new relationships, telling myself it's okay. You can do it, and it feels a lot better over here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What about for teen parents? You went through that, and there's, even though the numbers have gone down, there's still teen parents out in the world that need help. So what can you say to them?
Yeah, I would say, use your resources in your community. And also, I know Facebook groups, community Facebook groups, mom groups. I know there's this one mom group on Facebook where I live, and they're like, it's a Facebook group dedicated to all these moms, and they help each other clean houses if they're too depressed or upset or have, postpartum, and they're just like too upset to take on that, like their house just got out of hand, and everyone comes together and cleans houses. So it's like you can find resources. You just have to get out there and find them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thinking about your run on TV, would you be open to having cameras back in the house and following you along in your life now?
Yeah, I would. I think, it was good that my kids had this break, and, because they had cameras in their faces their whole life. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why I haven't really been filming them that much and putting them on social media and just a lot of myself right now, because I think it's important with everyone's mental health that they just have this break. But now, I am open to it. As long as it shows like a different side of me in my life, and like I want to be involved in the producing. That's one thing MTV wouldn't let us do. No matter how many suggestions you give them for filming, or like, hey, I should meet up with this person and have this conversation, they weren't having it. They didn't want to hear it. And I feel like it's that way now too, because their filming style is just weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now looking back on everything and seeing how much you've grown, what are some awesome words you can tell to little teen Jenelle on MTV when she first started?
I would say, everything's going to be okay. Because, like I said, my anxiety would get to me, and being on probation was really scary. Getting into trouble was really scary. Having a kid was really scary, being young. But everything's going to be okay because I made it out.
Aww. What about those fans that, despite everything you've been through, always leave you positive love, comments, support your growth, support the babies?
Yeah. No, thank you very much to all my fans and supporters. I really appreciate it, because even after being off the show, like, they're still following my journey, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How does it feel right now to be Jenelle Evans?
Right now, it feels pretty free. I feel like I'm finding myself again, being alone and having my own free thought without other people's opinions and being controlled. So it feels great. Yeah.
What are we expecting tomorrow night for your divorce party here in NYC,
Ooh,
girl?
tomorrow night is going to be so much fun. Yeah, everyone can still RSVP. It's open to the public and anybody who wants to join. They can go to spearmintRhinoNYC.com/Jenelle to get all the information. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Yes, it's gonna get so crazy fun. We're celebrating you and your singlehood now.
Yes. I was going to say, come buy a bottle. I'll take a shot.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're so blessed you're celebrating with us here in New York City. So thank you. Why do you love New York City so much?
Oh, it's just, there's so much to do here. And there's so many places. No matter how many times you come here, you're always going to find somewhere new to explore.
Period.
Yeah.
And the pizza.
Yes, pizza, hot dogs. Yeah.
Well, Jenelle, you really are a ray of sunshine. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
the vulnerability that you've shown us throughout the years,
Yes.
everything that we've learned from you and through you, you really have shown that no matter what you go through, no matter how many people see it, no matter how many people talk down about you, you can really grow and be your true self.
Thank you.
So I really, really appreciate you for coming by and sharing your story with us.
Thank you for
Jenelle.
having me. I had fun.
Always.
Thank you.
Cool.